Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome in to the Georgetown Eagle. I was going to say the press box, but I don't want to mess it up. The Dennis Alamon press box here at Eagle Field in Georgetown, Texas. The Georgetown Eagles prepared to host and take on the Vandergrift Vipers, a 6A baseball team across out of Leander School District. But the Vandergrift Vipers coming today to take on the Eagles here in a non-district matchup, middle of the district season. And maybe a good break for the Eagles after a tough loss last night on the road, Kelly, 3-1 to Liberty Hill. Time to rebound today and get focused.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the Eagles bounce back from that loss last night. Nobody happy about it. I think they went into Liberty Hill last night expecting to beat the Panthers. Didn't work out that way. You could see Coach's frustration last night in the interview after the game. But new day, beautiful day here at Eagle Field, and I'm excited to be here. It's just unbelievable day, and, of course, the Central Texas spring wind is kicking left to right here today. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Eagles bounce back.
The Vandergrift Vipers out of 6A baseball come in today. They're kind of about middle of the pack in their district. I believe it's 6A Division 25, I believe is where they are. I was talking to a buddy from Dripping Springs last night talking about, hey, that's back into our world. Next year, Dripping Springs moves up to 6A and some tough competition they'll see. And so today, they come in today. But Georgetown and this coach, Jordan Vieira, is not afraid to play up, to play talented teams. We just found out last week, I don't know if you caught that on the coaches show on Thursday night, we've added a game at the end of the season, and it's Westlake. I mean, it's just Westlake.
Just Westlake.
But a 6A powerhouse program in any sport that they play. And it's going to be here at Georgetown on the last Saturday after district ends, but a great warm-up for the playoffs. And so a challenge that these players need, a bounce back from a tough loss. Hey, give credit to Liberty Hill. They did what they had to do to win that game last night.
Their pitching was outstanding last night, as was Georgetown's, and that's what gets overshadowed in that loss last night, because the Georgetown pitchers were just on point and did a good job of holding the Liberty Hill bats in check. 2 home runs by the same guy accounted for all their runs. So I think the Eagles will bounce back today. It's good to be home. It's good to be back in the friendly confines. So, again, we'll see how they bounce back.
Some changes in the lineup for your Georgetown Eagles, and we'll get to that here in a minute. But let's go over the Vandergrift Vipers lineup. Starting it off, leading off, and playing third base is Gavin Shaddix. Batting second and catching, Peyton Lilly. Batting third, playing first base, M.D. Connor. Batting fourth in center field, Cade Cunningham. Batting fifth and shortstop, Simon Baker. Batting sixth, playing second base, Clayton Moore. DHing and batting seventh, Asher Mueller. Batting eighth and playing right field, Tyler Hubbard. And batting ninth and playing left field, Jack Nelson. On the mound for the Vandergrift Vipers is number 21, Mulcahy, is the pitcher of record for the Vandergrift Vipers. The starting lineup for your Georgetown Eagles, as decided, I love how they do it at Offense FC, as decided by the coaching staff and Jordan Vieira and Coach Payne. Leading things off, playing shortstop, number 21, Eli Hellman. Batting second, playing left field, number 3, Ty Klaus Keismore. Batting third and playing first base, number 6, Landon Heil. Batting fourth, the designated hitter today, number 9, Nick Silva. Batting fifth and playing third base, number 20, Riley Leininger. Batting sixth and playing second base, number 4, Wade Denton. Batting seventh and catching, number 7, Jacob. No, it didn't. It's Chance Pernicka. And I laugh and I apologize. Miss Pernicka came up at Round Rock and talked to us. I had it all messed up on the roster. Chance Pernicka behind the plate, batting seventh for your Eagles. Now, of course, to make it even more nerve-wracking for myself, batting eighth and playing right field today, number 23. I'm going to mess it up. Jacob Faltasek, isn't it? Faltasek in right field. Batting ninth and playing center field is number 16. Andon Petty. On the mound for the Georgetown Eagles today is number 5, Logan Smith, your everyday third baseman. Logan starts out here in game 1 on the mound for the Eagles. So some changes today in the lineup. Give maybe some of the regulars a day off. Give the other players a chance to play. But an important opportunity here at 1 to see people getting some at-bats, to be putting the ball into play. If you never know when an injury takes place. You get to play a person like Leininger playing at third base. You get Landon Heil over at first base. You're getting swings for these players because of an injury occurs. You go into somewhere and a player gets thrown out of a game. You have to be ready, and these players have to be confident this is that opportunity.
Good thing Coach Vieira has similar attitude about these games that Coach Griffin has. He schedules tough out-of-district games because it's just going to get harder as the playoffs begin, as you start that journey trying to make it to Dell Diamond. And you like seeing stepping up in competition. You like seeing the younger players get an opportunity to play and get some experience, which builds not only for the remainder of this season but even into next season. And Coach Vieira and the coaches for Georgetown have done a good job of keeping these kids involved and playing. And then in a game like this that doesn't really matter on paper, it matters in team development and getting ready for the remainder of this season. We're almost halfway through the district schedule, and it's going to be a grind.
As the teams line up on the baselines, we'll prepare for the national anthem. Stay tuned. Our nation's national anthem. I think you have to just start by saying, one, thank you to our servicemen and women, to our first responders, to our medical staff that have been through this crazy time we've had in this world over the last couple of years. But most importantly, thank you to our men and women in uniform serving our country and the armed forces here and around the world that keep us safe daily. A special shout out to my son-in-law, John Jones, as he is away in Abu Dhabi, serving on his deployment for the next 7 months. But a beautiful day. God is good as you see the American flag standing at attention almost with this win during the national anthem. How just poetic was that, and just a beautiful start and a beautiful day here. Kelly, you said it earlier. What a day for baseball. Not a cloud in the sky, a light wind, and we're in the shade in the AC today.
Yes, sir. I was about to say just that. It's a beautiful day out. I'm going to spend the rest of the afternoon in the sun working in the yard, so I'll take the shade and the air conditioning of the press box here at our home field.
Oh, we love it.
Oh, yes, sir.
The AC is good. Georgetown, the baseball program, amongst other programs around here, football and basketball are so good to us. But this, the new Dennis Allman press box that they built a couple of years ago and included a room with an AC unit for us, we are very blessed. As we get ready today, here to go to the top of the first inning, leading things off will be the Shaddix, Lily, and Connor, the top three hitters for the Vipers. Logan Smith, the pitcher for the Eagles today. The Eagles wearing I'm going to call them the powder blue. I love the beautiful powder blue uniforms with Georgetown blue accents, white lettering Eagles in script across the front. The white numerals outlined in Georgetown blue. Logan Smith readies from the windup for the first pitch of the ball game. And this ball sent into center field. Andon Petty on the run to his right. He'll stop and make the catch. One pitch, one out. F8 in the book if you're scoring at home, and a good start for Logan Smith on the mound.
Very good start, and that's what you like to see. One pitch, one out. But we had the same thing last night, I believe, on that first pitch. First pitch, first out. So talking to some of the players before the game, they're in good spirits. I think they've shaken that loss off last night. So
second batter up. Lily faces off. First pitch, inside corner. Strike one called. by the home plate umpire. Lots of wind in here, blowing left to right, left field to right field, so that camera out over the center field wall will move a little bit on us, so bear with us. Strike 2 called on the inside corner. Nice pitch by Logan Smith. Working quickly and hitting that inside corner. Lilly back in from the left side. The 0-2 pitch, ground ball, high hopper off the turf, fielded by Denton. He's going to have to throw on a run and play it first, but not in time. Hustling down the line was the speedy Peyton Lilly. He'll bid it out for an infield single, and that's all you could do on that one with Denton. He fielded it cleanly on that high hop, but just hard to get it out.
He knew he was going to have a quick transition to the throwing hand and fire it over there, and it was as good a play as you can make in that circumstance. So Vandergrift gets their first base runner on.
And now a courtesy runner for Vandergrift. Want to pick it out as Lilly, the catcher, which is more impressive. Lilly, the catcher, gets down the baseline. But a courtesy runner in for him, so he'll be back in the dugout to prepare for catching. Smith to the stretch to face off against M.D. Connor. First pitch inside for a ball. Connor, number 23, the first baseman. Ahead the count now, 1 ball and no strikes. Lead off first, being held on there by Landon Heil. Smith takes a peek at first base, comes set. The 1-0 pitch, inside, ball 2. Almost hit Connor there. Everything right now out of Logan Smith is staying on the inside part of that plate.
I've said it before, I love it when a pitcher just works fast, delivers quick. I love it.
The 2-0 pitch popped up on the infield. Landon Heil will range over towards the dugout, but it's going to drift out of play into foul territory for strike 1. 2-1 the count to Connor. And that's one thing we've talked about before, and we've mentioned again. This Georgetown pitching team goes about things quickly. They don't waste time on the mound. They get back on the mound, they get the ball, and they're ready to go. 2-1 the count to Connor. Lead off first base. The 2-1 pitch, ground ball out to short. Harmon takes it, fires to Denton at second. Turn for the 6-4-3 double play, and just like that, the Eagles get out of the inning.
Nice job. Coach Vieira talked about it at the coaches show the other day. That double play is just a momentum builder. So in the first inning, you get a base runner on and knock him down with a double play, gets the team going, and let's see if that transitions to hitting.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors. No runners left on base after half an inning. No score on the board. We'll come back from the bottom of the first. The Eagles due up here at Eagle Baseball on SHN. Back here live at Eagle Field on this beautiful Saturday midday baseball game. The Georgetown Eagles and the Vandergrift Vipers. Kelly, just what the doctor orders in the top of the first, coming off a tough road loss last night, 3-1 to Liberty Hill. You give up an infield single on a beautiful play, a good hustle, and Denton did everything he could. But then the double play gets that momentum, and now the Eagles come up to bat.
The maturity and experience of the Eagles team helps shake off a tough loss like that. And we've talked about time and time again how tough this district is. And you got to go into any game against any district opponent ready to play ball. Got beat last night, but they've shaken it off. And the hitting is going to be key today because it left us a little bit short last night.
Hellman, Klaus, Keismore, and Heil due up here in the bottom of the first. Eli Hellman steps in, takes the first pitch for a strike from Mulcahy. The 1-0 pitch to Eli Hellman. Breaking pitch, inside corner, strike 2. Nelson, Cunningham, and Hubbard left, center, and right field for the Vipers on the defensive side of the ball. The 2-0 pitch, or the 0-2 pitch. Hellman holds off and takes it for ball one. Shattuck's at third, Baker at short, Moore at second, Connor at first. Behind the plate is Lilly and Mulcahy, the pitcher. The 1-2 pitch to Hellman, and he drives it into left center field. The center fielder on the run is going to have to hustle, and you can't get there. It's off his glove into left center field. Hellman around first, and he'll be standing up with a double to start things off here in the top of the first. A long run. The wind shading that center fielder over, Kelly, and the long run, he just couldn't get there.
Yeah, and he did a good job of getting a good pitch. That pitch before that one, I thought he was going to get rung up on that third strike, but he did a good job of finding the pitch that he wanted and driving it into the field.
So Eli Hellman leads it off with a double, and in steps Ty Klaus Keismore. He's .314 batting average on the season coming into his ball game. He'll step in with no outs and a runner down at second base. Mulcahy from the stretch, the first pitch. Klaus Keismore turns and squares a bunt down the third base line. He's down the line, and it's going to be an infield hit. What a job and a hustle by Klaus Keismore, and now runners on the corners with no outs.
He didn't draw the bat down for that bunt too quickly, so the infield didn't have a chance to prepare. Third baseman's got to stay there because he's got to cover that bag with a runner on second. So that was a beautiful bunt, got an infield hit. Runners on the corners now. Georgetown's got something working in the first.
Landon Heil comes up, batting .480 on the year today instead of designated hitting. Landon playing first base. Reese Bell with the day off here. Look for Klaus Keismore. He's stolen 5 bases, only been caught, and he takes off, and now the pitcher throws the first. Klaus Keismore still second base. What a play there, Kelly. It's almost reminiscent of the Texas Tech steal of home.
Right.
The pitcher wasn't paying really close attention, and by the time they yell at him, he throws the first instead of stepping off and finding the runner.
If he turns and looks at second base, he's got him, but he made the mistake and went to first.
Now runners on second and third for Heil. First pitch high for ball one. Just what you want to see to start the ball game for this Eagle offense.
Aggressive.
And I think that you give it straight to the coaches, Vieira and Payne, to lead it that way, to get these players to challenge them. Hey, new day, new game, let's go. 1-0 count to Heil, low and outside for ball two, 2-0 the count. So now 2 runners on, both in scoring position off of back-to-back hits, a double by Hellman, an infield bunt for a hit for Ty Klaus Keismore. He's still second base. And now Landon Heil in the driver's seat, 2-0 the count from Mulcahy. This pitch outside, ball 3.
You see if this rattles the Vandergrift pitcher at all, because that's the kind of start that can get you a little frustrated to start with.
First 2 batters on with hits. Now you get one to run and steal on you. You throw behind him, can't get him. The 3-0 pitch to Heil, and it's low, ball 4. Now the base is loaded with no outs here in the first inning. And I think you're talking about it right there, Kelly. I think you're leading into something that you may be getting in the head of Mulcahy early on.
With the amount of runs that Georgetown can put on the board, I wouldn't be surprised if Vandergrift's coach comes out and tries to settle his pitcher down. But with the limited number of visits, you gotta be careful with that as well.
Nick Silva steps in as the designated hitter today. We talked to him on Thursday at the coaches show. Had a great game against the Rouse Raiders on Tuesday on the mound. Started things off 4 in the third inning. Oh, and you're talking about it, Kelly. He's not going to wait too long. Here comes the Vandergrift coach to take a visit to the mound. Let's take a visit to our sponsors. Remember, I got to get back with the president, Mr. Peters, on the board. Our sponsor there at Round Rock last weekend was so funny. It's actually an auto body shop, and all the foul balls that were hitting the cars in the parking lot. We're just going to keep it here. But this is now, what's the pressure? We don't know what Vandergrift did last night playing. How many pitchers do they have to use?
Right.
So now what does this Saturday game leave your bullpen? Where does it leave your pitching staff? And that may be a concern for Vandergrift.
It very well could be. And you see the coach coming out trying to settle him down, make sure you as the pitcher now, you have to shake off those guys and just attack the batters and hope your defense picks you up in the back. But you got to throw strikes now.
So bases loaded, full of Eagles, no outs. Hellman down at third, Klaus Keismore at second, Landon Heil at first. In steps Nick Silva, the second pitch. And it hit him. And now that'll hit a run in. So Nick Silva draws a hit by pitch, an RBI, and the Eagles take an early 1-0 lead.
Chalk that RBI up to his shoulder blade because that's about where he took it when he turned.
Tried to get away from it, but was unable. So Hellman comes in to score from third. That'll move Klaus Keismore up to second, to third. Heil up to second base. And now in steps Riley Leiniger, the third baseman. He'll step in from the left side. Bases still loaded, no outs. First pitch, nice pitch from Mulcahy. Mulcahy on the inside corner for strike one to Leininger.
Should have watched MASH.
Oh, the 0-1 count to Leininger. He'll take this one for strike two. So you like to see that. You got to give credit to this young man. Mulcahy settles right back in after a hit by pitch, a walk, a couple of hits. Two beautiful fastballs on the inside corner. And now down to the count, Leininger 0-2. Takes this one called. Strike three. The bat never came off his shoulder.
He's finishing his pitches better now that the coach has come out and talked to him. Coach probably saw something that he was doing with his delivery, wasn't finishing his pitches, and you see him kind of fall off to the left side, which means he's getting that momentum going, and his arm angle's right, and he's doing what he needs to do to get those pitches to the strike zone, and got his first out.
Wade Denton steps in. First pitch to Denton is in there for a called strike. 0-1 the count to Wade Denton. Denton had a nice double there in the ball game last night on the road at Liberty Hill. Steps in today with a switch screens. I apologize. Denton steps in with a 286 batting average. Pops this one up right side of the infield. Second baseman ranges out to the grass and makes the catch, backpedaling. Klaus Keismore tags up and flags it just to draw a throw and stays put at third base. So now 2 outs with the bases loaded.
Force the defense to make a play. Test him, see if he overthrows the catcher, and you score your run. But you don't want to waste this. You had bases loaded with nobody out. 1 run comes in on the hit by pitch. You've got an opportunity here to break this open early. You don't want to leave these guys stranded on base.
Chance Pernicka comes up to bat. He's batting .333 on the year. He's behind the plate today for the Eagles. Steps in from the right side with bases loaded and 2 outs. First pitch off speed in there for called strike one. Pernicka played well in the game 2 of the Round Rock doubleheader last weekend. Steps in here, doing the catching duties for the Eagles today. Bases loaded here in the top of the bottom of the first. The 0-1 pitch and a base hit for Pernicka right through the hole between short and third. And here comes the second run from second base. The runner in and safe. Now a pickoff in the tip, and the ball goes in the outfield. And here comes the runner, Nick Silva, all the way around from second base. And that's how you clean them off unconventionally, Kelly.
Yes, sir.
Wow, so we got to reset that one. A base hit between short and third by Chance Pernicka. 2 RBIs as you have Klaus Keismore and Landon Heil coming to score. But on that play, the ball came home. Nick Silva led off of second base, and they tried to throw behind him and threw it into the outfield. And that allowed Silva to get around and score. Daniel Howe now comes into courtesy run for the catcher Pernicka, but Pernicka making the most of his opportunity today with an RBI single, a 2 RBI single with 2 outs. And now the score 4-0 for the Eagles.
Mulcahy fought his way back on the mound. Let's see if this rattles him.
First pitch to a swinging Faltasek, fouled off down the third base line, out of play. So you get your first error of the day on the Vipers, which allowed Nick Silva to score and Denton to move up to, or Pernicka to move up to second base on that throwdown from the catcher out to second base. So an E2 there cost them 1 more run, and that's what made it 4-0. The 0-1 pitch to Faltasek. He holds off, takes it just high for ball 1. So 1-1 the count now to Jacob Faltasek, playing it in right field today.
That first swing looked like he was trying to put it into the GISD athletic complex.
The 1-1 pitch, Faltasek grounds it down third base, but it's going to take a spin off the turf and go foul. And Shaddix will grab it quickly. Something we talked about last night, you talk about that ball, you saw it hop left there, and it's opportunistic that sometimes that ball can spin back into fair play. Good job by Shaddix there to grab it and not let it have an effect. Last night, Liberty Hill gave up on it on that 1 ball down the first baseline.
Yeah, and it's a good job by the third baseman of coming in and stopping that ball. So
now Faltasek down on the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
It was going to be a tough play if it stays fair, and he knew if he charges it, I don't know that he makes the.
Faltasek on the 1-2 pitch, a swing and a miss. And the Eagles go down here at the bottom of the first. But, Kelly, a response that you want to see out of this team after a tough game last night.
Exactly, and we talked about it earlier. You want to be aggressive. You want to keep playing your game. Forget last night, and the Eagles did a good job of putting runs on the board in the first inning, and now it's going to be difficult for Vandergrift down 4-0 after 1 they're going to have to be patient at the plate and make sure they're getting pitches to hit.
4 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and 1 runner left on base. After 1 inning, it's 4-0. Georgetown leads it. Back for second inning in just a moment. Eagle baseball continues on SHN. Go to the top of the second inning. Due up for the Vipers are the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, Cunningham, Baker, and Moore. Cunningham steps in from the right side. Swing and a miss on the first pitch from Logan Smith for strike 1.
That double play in the first inning helped the Eagles face the minimum number in the first inning, so that would work.
The 0-1 pitch fouled off down the first baseline. Landon Howell ranges over, but it's going to curl foul for strike 2. And the double play did a great job of allowing Logan Smith to get out of the inning, Kelly, with only 8 pitches in his first inning of work.
And that's exactly what Coach Vieira wants. If he can get through this game with a minimum number of pitches, that's just ideal going into the break.
The 0-2 pitch, high and inside. Cunningham ducks away to save his head. 1-2 now, the count. To the center fielder, Cade Cunningham. Back in from the right side, Logan Smith from the windup. The 1-2 pitch, and a ball sent high into the left field area, but it's going to hang up. The shortstop, Harmon, makes the catch. F6 for out number 1. And in steps Simon Baker, the shortstop, for his first at bat. But things you like to see. Out of Logan Smith, working quickly, defense right back at it tonight. No errors in that game last night. That was one of the quicker baseball games we've ever been a part of, Kelly. Both pitchers working efficiently, quickly, and good baseball.
Yes.
Just a tough loss for the Eagles. High and inside with the first pitch to Baker. 1-0 the count.
I think Baker was willing to take that one for the team if it came in any closer.
The 1-0 pitch, inside corner, strike 1. A deliberate strike call from the home plate umpire, the way he does it, and I love it. It's very uniform, very consistent, but you have to hesitate and wait for his call. Swing and a miss on the 1-1 pitch.
That breaking ball's working. Man, if you can keep them off balance with your breaking pitch, hitting the strike zone and working, and then mix in that fastball and the changeup.
The 1-2 pitch driven into right field. Fall to second. Not going to get there in time. It's in the right center field gap all the way to the wall. Baker around first. He's headed to second, and he'll be held up there. A 1-out double. A throw there. I think it was from Harmon. He thought the runner was going, and he let go of it, and it sailed a little bit. Thankful to the Blue Barn down there, the indoor hitting facility. Kept that one in play. And Baker remains at second base. So a 1-out double for the shortstop, Simon Baker, and that brings up Clayton Moore, the second baseman.
He had a good head of steam going into second base, and I thought he may try to get that third base, but they need base runners.
The double down. Logan Smith comes set in the stretch. He turns and looks, and he won't throw to second, but Baker back in there at second base. Clayton Moore, the second baseman from the right side, back in the box now. Waits for Logan Smith. He'll come set from the stretch. Take a look back at Baker. Second look, and Baker fires home. Ground ball down the third base line, but it is foul. And 0-1 to count. 2 more.
Fooled by the speed of that pitch way out in front of it.
1-1 to count. 2 more. Baker with a beautiful 1-out double. Now the 1-1 pitch, or the 0-1 pitch. Outside 4-1 to Clayton Moore. Asher Mueller, the designated hitter, on deck for the Vipers. Good crowd here today. Vandergrift with several people out. The 1-1 pitch, ball sent into center field. Andon Petty ranges over a few steps, and now Baker fakes the tag up, and Petty throws it in to his cutoff helmet. He'll stay put at second base, and F8 in the book for out number 2.
When I saw Petty squaring those feet up, I was hoping that the runner at second was going to test him.
I think Andon had the same thought you did.
Yeah,
Go ahead, big boy.
Please.
So Clayton Moore down for the second out of the inning, and that brings up Asher Mueller, the designated hitter for the Vipers. 2 outs, a runner down at second base. Logan Smith from the stretch looks in, gets the call from Pernica, and he'll come set. Takes a peek back at second base, fires the first pitch, and it's just high for ball 1. But you like to see how Logan Smith responds after a 1-out double to right center field. Comes in, goes right after the batter Moore, draws a fly ball out. See how he settles in here against Mueller. That was a nice pitch right down the middle for called strike 1.
That was a nothing funny, nothing, just fastball right down the heart of the plate.
Now Mueller ready from the right side. Logan Smith comes set. A peek back at second. The 1-1 pitch just misses inside for ball 2. 2-1 the count.
Seems to be a pretty tight strike zone with the home plate umpire today.
Seemed to be consistent so far through an inning and a half as well. But yes, especially compared to what we saw a little bit last night. The 2-1 pitch. Not sure where that one missed there. Now, 3-1 to count to Mueller. Three 3-1 now. Smith comes set from the stretch. Looks back at second base, delivers a pitch, and it went off the end cap. That is not, there's no way. That's a foul ball. That did not hit Mueller, and that is a great call by the home plate umpire. And we're having problems with our field mic. Sorry about that. But now, and Coach Fiera has a good argument. Hold on, Kelly. A good argument here. You can hear the pop of that on our field mic, that it hit the end cap of that bat. Ashton Mueller didn't even respond like it hit him.
Right.
And that ball popped off of him. That was not a hit by pitch. And the field umpire is saying it hit his hand. It hit his hand. If that hit his hand, Ashton Mueller's on the ground and on the way to the hospital with a broken hand. There's just no way.
Well, it may have come off his hand a little bit, but it absolutely hit that bat.
And now Coach Vieira is in here talking to the home plate umpire. The home plate umpire's first call was a foul ball, and he's getting overruled by the field umpire out by second base. And Coach Vieira is not happy with that. But that call is going to stand. That is that's frustrating. You hate that for Logan Smith. And it was high and inside pitch. Don't get me wrong. But when you feel like that ball came off that bat and the home plate umpire now changes his mind, you just hate to see that effect. So now 2 runners on with 2 outs. And it'll bring up Tyler Hubbard, the right fielder for the Vipers. The first pitch to Hubbard. Check swing, swing. And the ball right out to Logan Smith. 1 pitch, and he gets that final out as he grounds out to Smith. Smith makes a play 1-3 in the book. And the Vipers are down here in the top half of the second. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 2 runners left on base after 1.5. 4-0, Georgetown leads it. We'll be back with more Eagle baseball in just a moment. We go to the bottom of the second inning. 4-0 your score. The Eagles do up the 9-1-2 hitters. Andon Petty, Eli Hellman, and Ty Klaus Keismore. First pitch to Petty. Ground ball in the infield. Out to shortstop. He fields it on the run. Throws on the run. 4 out, number 1. 6-3 on the putout for Andon Petty. And that'll bring up Eli Hellman. He led off with the double. In the top of the first. Came around to score a run. Steps in here with 1 out in the top half, or bottom half of the second inning. .22 pitches thrown in inning number 1 by Mulcahy. Starts out the second with 1 pitch and 1 out. Now from the windup, the first pitch to Hellman. It's in there for strike 1. 0-1 the count. 2 Hellman. 0-2, swing and a miss on that pitch. And now a Hellman down in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch in there, called strike 3. Hellman down on 3 pitches. Third strikeout of the ball game for Mulcahy. Now 2 outs. They're in the Georgetown half of the second inning. Ty Klaus Keismore steps in. He singled. Back in the first. Came around to score a run. Steps in here with 2 outs. First pitch just high for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Ty. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 1-1 now the count from Mulcahy. Mulcahy works quickly just like Logan Smith has been for the Eagles. The 1-1 pitch. In there, called strike 2 now. 1-1, the 1-2, the count to Ty Klaus Keismore. He'll drive this one into right center field. It's going to be at least a single, make it a double. It gets past the right fielder all the way to the wall. Ty circles around second. He's headed to third. Klaus Keismore is going to slide in safely with a 2-out triple. You hear the crowd go crazy here. What a hit there. 1-2 in the count, and Klaus Keismore sends it into right center field. The right fielder tried to make a play on it to keep it in front of him and just couldn't lay it out. Gets past him all the way to the wall, and that speed came into play. Klaus Keismore on at third. The first pitch to Landon Heil. He was in there for a called strike. Landon Heil walked and came around to score a run for the Eagles in the first. He steps in here with 2 outs and a runner on third. Takes this one low and inside for ball 1. Ty got down quickly in the count and then took the 1-2 pitch to a deep right center field. Landon Heil ground out to short. Shortstop up. Lobs it over to first for the putout. 6-3, 4 out number 3, and the Eagles go quietly. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base after 2 innings. It's 4-0. Georgetown leads it. One thing you got to like, though, Kelly, you give credit to Mulcahy here. He gave up all of that in the first inning, 4 runs, 8 batters faced, but then comes back and has a good inning in his second inning of work. We'll take a quick break. Be back with the top of the third. 4-0. Georgetown leads it over Vandergrift after 2. More Eagle baseball in just a moment. The top of the third inning. The 9-1-2 hitters do up for the Vipers here in the top of the third. Jack Nelson, Gavin Shaddix, and Peyton Lilly. Nelson, his first appearance of the ball game. The left fielder steps in from the left side. Logan Smith from the windup. He'll turn around, punch a bunt down third base. One hop on the run. What a play there by Riley Leininger. It was a little too much on it.
Almost like he knew it was coming.
Great play by Riley Leininger.
Good job. Quick jump off when the ball comes off the bat. He got a quick jump on it. Was able to make a good play. Didn't have to rush it. Had to make a quick throw, but didn't have to rush the throw.
And it tells you he was paying attention to the batter when the pitch started to go. And as soon as the batter turned that barrel, Riley was responding. And so he made a good hop on it. Got to hop off the turf. I tell you right there, on the turf field, you get a different outcome than you would on a grass field. First pitch high and inside for ball one to Shaddix. This one in there for a called strike. 1-1 the count now. To the leadoff hitter, the third baseman Shaddix. The 1-1 pitch. Inside ball two. Oh, 2-1 pitch. Inside ball three.
He's not scared to come inside on those pitches.
Yeah, Logan he stayed on that inside corner.
He's hit one, but he hadn't let that scare him away from that inside corner.
Pernica doing a great job of framing there, but not enough for the umpire. Ball four. Shaddix draws the first walk of the day by Logan Smith. And the Vipers have a one-out walk. Base runner down at first base. Brings up the catcher. But it is not who they say it is. We had number 18 for the catcher. This is number 15, so we'll check that through the roster. First pitch is high for ball one.
Hudson Lilly.
Number 15?
Yeah.
Okay, I had 18 in the book.
18's Peyton Grimm.
That is not Peyton, that is number 15. The catcher, Lilly. He is 1 for 1 of the day. Pickoff attempt to first. Shaddix back in safely there. Logan Smith from the stretch. 1-0 the count to the catcher, Lilly. Runner off. Pernica will throw down, but it's going to sail from him into center field. Stolen base for Shaddix. He was in there no matter where that throw was. He had a good jump. And now the one-out runner reached on the walk. Now moves up to second base. 3-1. Correction, 2-0 the count to the catcher, Lilly. Lilly from the right side. Smith comes set. The 2-0 pitch outside for ball three. 3-0 now the count to Peyton Lilly. Love to see Logan kind of hone back in here. A walk to Shaddix, and now a 3-0 count. 3-0 pitch right down the pipe for called strike one. Not agreed on by the Viper fans. Logan Smith comes into the ball game with a 6.18 ERA. He doesn't pitch a lot, 11.1 innings, 4 appearances. This is his fourth start of the year. 3-0 in the win column. 3 wins and no losses. The runner takes off, but he had him. He gets him in a rundown, and he'll throw to Leininger. Leininger runs him back towards second. He'll throw it off to Hellman, and Hellman will tag Shaddix. So you'll go 1-5-6 on the pickoff. Nice job there by Logan Smith. And now 2 outs, and what a way to get yourself settled back in.
You worked that escape route for the runner down by pushing him farther back towards the base, and it's that timing issue, and they did a good job of working that rundown.
Throws were kept to a minimum as well. Only 3 players touched it. The 3-0 pitch and a ball sent down the right field line, but it's going to curl foul. And now the count full on the catcher, Lilly. 3 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs, no runners on. Something defensively to talk about there as well, Kelly, is not letting yourself get into further trouble. Cutting down that runner. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Logan Smith closes out the inning with a nice strikeout of the catcher, Lilly. But they got the single by Lilly back in the first inning and then the double play. They defensively responded to the action. here. Logan Smith does a great job of reading the runner. He took off. Logan Smith picks him off. And now the defense can settle back in. No pressure on the base pass.
We've talked to Coach Vieira several times this season about the defense behind your pitching staff, relying on them to do what they're supposed to do. And whenever you have the defense that can pick up a mistake by the pitching staff, just way more comfortable position to be in.
No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. After 2.5, 4-0, Georgetown lead it. We'll be back with more Eagle baseball on SHN. We'll go to the bottom of the third inning. The 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up for the Eagles. Nick Silva, Riley Leininger, and Wade Denton due up. Silva hit by a pitch in the first inning. And came around to score the fourth run of the inning. Silva steps in with a .333 batting average. The designated hitter today for the Eagles. The first pitch from Mulcahy just misses. For ball one. Mulcahy, 22 pitches in the first inning, only 11 in inning number 2. The 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss by Silva.
That was a nasty pitch. He pulled the string on that one and just completely fooled Nick.
Count evens up at 1-1. Nice off-speed pitch there, and it's a called strike. 1-2 now the count to Nick Silva. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Silva down on strikes. 4 out, number 1. 4th strikeout of the ball game for Mulcahy. And in steps Riley Leininger. He's 0 for 1 of the day, struck out looking. Leininger struck out earlier for his 6th strikeout of the year. Has walked 10 times on the season. Steps in here from the left side. First pitch, and he swings this time and puts it into right field. A base hit right past the second baseman. Between the hole at first and second, and Leininger answers for that strikeout there.
Leininger comes in today with a 167 batting average, but that didn't keep him from swinging at the first pitch, and he did a good job of driving that right between the second baseman, first baseman.
And we've seen that from Leininger.
Yes.
He may not have the best batting average, but he does a good job of getting himself on base, moving runners around. A pickoff attempt. Leininger was standing there, and he gets away from the first baseman all the way at the right field line. Leininger around second base, and he's going to head for third, and he'll be up standing safely at third base.
Why is the first baseman just jogging?
I don't know. I don't know why Mulcahy threw it. Leininger was standing on the base, but then the first baseman just jogged down the line. Riley Leininger gets 2 bases on the error by the pitcher, Mulcahy.
He is a first baseman. I mean, Big Papi couldn't run out of sight in a week. So
the first pitch to Wade Denton, the off-speed pitch in there for strike 1. 0-1 the count to Denton. Wade 0 for 1 on the day. Popped out to the second baseman in shallow right field. In this first at bat, steps in here with no outs. With 1 out, swing and a miss, strike 2.
That's a second throwing error by Mulcahy, but it doesn't seem to rattle him.
Yeah, right back in there. Mulcahy from the stretch. Runner at third is Leininger with 1 out. The 0-2 count to Denton. And Denton fouls it off back to the backstop. Denton stays alive. But you like to see that from Mulcahy. These kids come out here, and you wonder the pressure gets to them. 22 pitches in the first. He cuts that in half in the second inning, down to 11. And so a good response from a veteran pitcher for this Viper staff. The 0-2 pitch. And he chased the off-speed pitch outside. And Denton down on strike, swinging for out number 2.
You saw the frustration on Denton as he that's one of those swings where you're in your swing, you know you're not going to be able to stop it, and you're like, I shouldn't be doing this.
Chance Pernica will step in here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Pernica came in and, fill it in, catching today. Just with a, 2 RBI single in the 1st inning. Steps in here with a runner down at 3rd. First pitch. Catches the inside corner for a called first strike. Pernica did a great job there on his first at bat and drove it between the 3rd and shortstop. Steps in here with 2 outs and a runner on 3rd. The 0-1 pitch. Low and in the turf. Nice scoop there by Lilly. 1-1 the count now to Pernica.
These baby blues look like the old Kansas City Royals uniforms.
Absolutely. The 1-1 pitch to Pernica, and he fouls it off back to the screen. That noise you hear is our crowd mic getting a little rattled there. Is that the netting here takes a lot of abuse on those foul balls, but I love the sound of it.
Yeah.
Back to the Bo Jackson days. That's
yes.
what reminds me of. The 1-2 pitch. He does not go. The ball in the turf. Good scoop there by the catcher Lilly to keep it in front of him with the runner down at 3rd. And the count evens out at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Chance Pernica. Love those beautiful Royals uniforms back in the day of Bo Jackson. And now Pernica pops this one up on the left side of the infield. The shortstop ranges in. Baker makes the catch between short and the pitcher's mound for out number 3. P5 in the book, and the Eagles go without much noise here in the 3rd. No runs on 1 hit, 1 error, 1 runner left on base. After 3 innings, it's still 4-0. Georgetown over Vandergrift. Back with more Eagle baseball in just a moment. Go to the top of the 4th. Now on pitching for your Georgetown Eagles is junior right-hander Nolan Jondal, number 12. He's in to take over duties on the mound here in the top of the 4th. The first pitch popped up behind the plate. Chance Pernica cannot get to it. It floated all the way back to the backstop. Pernica gets turned around, takes off running. Just can't get turned around in time and get back to the ball. So just strike 1. To the hitter, and this is a new hitter here for the Vipers. So pitch is outside for ball 1. Should have been the first baseman, Connor, but this was the first baseman that had subbed in defensively for Connor. It is number 4 here. Strike 1, he swung and missed there. Or strike 2. Now 1-2 the count. Get the roster pulled up from the Vipers here in just a second. Find out who the substitute is. This ball sent into play down the right field line, but it's going to curl out of play for a foul ball. Stays alive in the count. Oh, 1-2, still the count to the batter. John Dahl from the windup. Ford chokes up about an inch on the bat. The 1-2 pitch, and he pops it up on the infield. Wade Denton calls for it at second base, and he'll drift back right on the edge of the grass to make the catch. P4 in the book for out number 1. And in steps the center fielder.
Now batting number 1, Cade Cunningham.
Number 1, Cade Cunningham. Cunningham flew out to the shortstop. First pitch to Cunningham popped up, but it's going to curl back out of play over the press box for strike 1. 0-1 the count to Cunningham. John Dahl from the windup, the 0-1 pitch, and this ball sent into center field. But Andon Petty had him played well, about 6 steps to his left, and Petty makes the catch for out number 2, F8 in the book. That'll bring up the shortstop, Simon Baker.
3, Simon Baker.
Landon Thomason is number 4. Thomason was the batter for M.D. Connor, the first baseman. A bunt tips here by Baker, but it's fouled on the first baseline for strike 1. So Landon Thomason on the first baseman, we're asking if they're jogging down the line or seemed like he wasn't running out hard. He was in there defensively in the last inning. Came in to hit for Connor, the first baseman here in the 4th. This ball sent down the third base line by Baker, but it is going to go foul. So
That sounded like he hit that one on the screws, but it didn't. It went about halfway down the foul line.
That wind seems like the flag's now coming a little bit more in at us. Not as much all right, but now 0-2 the count to the shortstop, Simon Baker. 1-2 as he misses inside and low.
When that left his hand, I thought it was going to hit him.
It was a nice.
Had a big break to it.
I think Baker thought it was going to hit him as well. The 1-2 pitch from John Dahl. And that one did hit him. Now Simon Baker will take his spot down at first base after the hit by pitch.
Only break on that one was the skin of the batter.
Baker didn't look like he was happy on that, too.
No. Duck.
So on a 1-2 count, there's a base runner on the hit by pitch. And in steps Clayton Moore, the second baseman. First pitch to him in there for a called strike. Nolan John Dahl in relief here in the top of the 4th for the Eagles. Logan Smith threw 3 innings, gave up 2 hits, walked 1. Ground ball down the third baseline. Nice play by the Vandergrift pitcher to keep that on the infield. Our coach down the third baseline. Knocks it down there for Riley Leininger. 0-2, now the count to Clayton Moore. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. And the Vipers go down quietly here in the top of the 4th. No runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base after 3.5. 4-0 Georgetown over Vandergrift. More Eagle baseball in just a moment. Back here from the bottom of the fourth, Jacob Faltasek leads it off for the Eagles. He fouls it off of himself in the box for strike one. Faltasek, Petty, and Hellman do up here in the bottom of the fourth.
That hit 3 different people.
No.
Hit the batter, hit the ump, hit the catcher.
Faltasek doing work in the box, and the ball didn't go 5 feet. The 0-1 pitch to Faltasek, and he'll bunt it out in front of the mound, but Mulcahy fell off to the left. He'll fire back over in time. Just gets Faltasek at first play. You got to give credit to Mulcahy there. He fell off to the left side of the mound, slipped, had to recover, and it does, and throws out Faltasek by half a step. 4 out, number 1.
After that slip, after the slip, I thought it was safe, no doubt, but Mulcahy did a good job of keeping his head about him, not rushing the throw too much, but making a good solid throw.
And Petty steps in with 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth, takes the first pitch outside for a ball 1. Petty grounded out to the shortstop to lead things off in the bottom of the second. Steps in here with 1 out in the bottom of the fourth. The 1-0 pitch outside, ball 2. 2-0 the count now to Andon Petty.
A catcher trying hard to frame those and get the call, but that was a little too far outside.
Foul tip on the 2-0 pitch. Back to the backstop for strike 1. 2-1 now the count to Petty. Petty was 0 for 1 last night, had a beautiful sacrifice bunt. Takes this one inside for ball 3. 3-1 now the count to the center fielder. Andon Petty comes into the ball game. 308 batting average. This pitch outside, Petty calls a 1-out walk. Second walk issued of the ball game by Mulcahy. In steps Eli Hellman.
21, Eli Hellman.
Hellman 1 for 2 on the day, a double, scored a run, and then struck out looking in the second inning. Steps in here in the fourth with a runner on first and 1 out. Petty leads off third. First pitch to Hellman, ground ball to the right side. Second baseman was playing towards the bag. He tries to make a play at first, can't get it out of his glove. Oh my! Whoa, Nelly. He's called out at first. Not sure how there.
Number 3, Ty Klaus Eismore.
Looked like Hellman beat it out. He's called out 4-3 in the book. 4 out, number 2. Petty moves up to second base. And in steps Ty Klaus Geismore. The first pitch. Called a strike. Sounds like I'm at a loss right now. It's because I am. 0-1 to count to Klaus Geismore. This one up and out for a strike, or ball 1.
Wow.
The strike zone widening for the right-handed hitters. That first pitch by Klaus Geismore was way outside.
Second one was better.
1-1 to count. High and inside, and it gets past the catcher. Petty takes off for third. He'll slide into third easily. And now a runner at third with 2 outs. Andon Petty quickly jumped on that as the ball went off the catcher's glove, and that's a pass ball to give that base for Klaus Geismore. And it right off the glove of the catcher, Lilly, and ejected to the left. The 2-1 pitch, and a base hit. No, snagged by the second baseman. What a play.
Wow.
I called it too early. Give credit there. Clayton Moore laid out to his left, snagged that on a 1 hop and stole a hit from Ty Klaus Geismore and turns the play at first base. 4 out, number 3.
Just a beautiful play by the second baseman. I mean, if it's any farther to our right, his left, he doesn't get there. But he made a beautiful diving stab, got to his feet, set his feet, made a strong throw to first, get the out.
No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on base. After 4 innings, it's still 4-0. Georgetown leads it over Vandergrift. Back with more Eagle baseball in a moment. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Vandergrift brings up the 7, 8, 9 hitters. The first pitch from John Doe, bunt down the first base line. Here comes Landon Heil to field it. Does, and tags the runner for out number 1. Nice play by Landon Heil there to read the bunt, field it right on the line, and tag the runner Mueller out for out number 1.
For that to work, you got to kill that bunt if you're going towards the first base line, because you've got the pitcher over there, first baseman coming down. A little too much on that bunt. Good idea, just a little too much on it.
So 1 pitch, 1 out here in the top of the 5th. 2 pitches and a foul ball here to this batter, as Tyler Hubbard fouls this one off towards the Georgetown dugout.
Coach Vieira trying to make a play, but whiffed.
No balls and 1 strike to the right fielder, Tyler Hubbard. John Dahl from the windup. This one outside and low. Ball 1. A 1-1 the count. That's 2 bunts, though, we've seen from Vandergrift that are punched pretty hard down the lines. This pitch outside for ball 2. The first one, Leininger made a good play at third base off of 1 hop and threw on the run. And just a little too much, it seems like, on those bunts. They're not killing them to get it, make more work for the Eagles. This one catches the inside corner, strike 2. 2-2 now to Tyler Hubbard. The 2-2 pitch, breaking pitch, just a little low. 3-2 now the count. Hubbard 0 for 1 in the ball game. Grounded out on that check swing. Ball hit out to the pitcher, Logan Smith, at the time, who was covering, and threw him out at first base. So an 0 for 1 day for Hubbard. The count is full now. John Doe from the wind up, the payoff pitch, fouled off. Back towards the on-deck batter. John Doe came in the first inning of work, back in inning number 4, threw 14 pitches, struck out 1. Did not allow a hit, but hit a batter. And back to work here in the 5th. The 3-2 pitch, fouled off, back to the backstop. Tyler Hubbard doing work here in this at-bat. Grounded out on the first pitch he saw in his first plate appearance. Now about to see his 8th pitch of the at-bat here. And this one inside, draws a walk. Nice at-bat there by the right fielder, Tyler Hubbard.
He did a good job of fighting off some good pitches and staying alive in the count, drawing a walk. That net is stretched tight, man. For that ball to hit that far up the net, and you just hear it just stretched tight. I love that sound.
Sounds like it's hitting right next to our microphone. That one hit up towards the top of the netting. In steps Jack Nelson, the left fielder. The lefty is 0 for 1 in the ball game. He's the one that bunted down the third base line to Leininger. First pitch to him, late square there, and he pulls it back for ball 1. One out base runner. Hubbard reached on a walk, and now Nelson in from the left side. The 1-0 pitch.
Need a little 4-6-3 double play here.
Time called by Nelson. As John Doe was taking his time from the stretch, came set and held it there. So the count still 1 ball, no strikes to Nelson. 0 for 1 in the ball game. Runner down at first, 1 out here in the top of the field. He squares late, out in front of the plate, bunts this one. John Doe off the mound, and he's not going to get it in time. It's a bunt single for Jack Nelson. Now we know that little bit better bunt there. The first time was the hard one. That 1 hop to Leininger at third.
And the difference between that bunt swing and the previous bunt swing was he drew the head of the bat back, kept the handle down, drew the head of the bat back to deaden that ball. Previous batter that bunted stuck that bat out, which sent it farther down the line, so it was a beautiful bunt.
So now 2 runners on with 1 out here in the top of the 5th. In steps the leadoff hitter, the third baseman, Gavin Shaddix. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. Flew out to center field in his first at bat. Walked in the 3rd inning. John Doe turns towards second, but no throw. John Doe back now. He's going to back out. Wants to get his signs right from Pernica.
Doesn't seem comfortable right now.
Taking his time and when he gets set and drew that timeout from Nelson. So exactly. So we'll see how he responds here. Hubbard, the runner at second. Nelson leads off first. Pickoff attempt, but John Doe won't throw. Some screaming going on down on the field. Everyone is okay. Everyone is okay. Kind of curious where that's coming from, too. One of the dugouts. Maybe the first pitch here to Shaddix. A lot of attention being paid to Hubbard at second. Now the first pitch. Inside corner, called strike one. Oh, 0-1 the count. And I think you hear Coach Vieira yelling from the third base dugout. Ground ball, ground ball. Induce the ground ball. Double play, like you said, get out of the inning. You got 2 runners on with 1 out here in the top of the 5th. The 0-1 pitch, and it's driven into left center field. It's going to fall for a hit. Klaus Geismore cuts it off. It's going to be a double by Shaddix. Throw behind the runner at third, not in time. And a 1 out RBI double for the leadoff hitter, Shaddix. First run of the ball game for Vandergrift. Nice piece of hitting there.
He hit that ball into the gap, and he was on his horse from the time he left the batter's box and had his eyes set on 2. If shortstop turns and looks towards second base, he may have a play there with a little bit better chance of getting the runner out. But now you get 2 runners in scoring positions, 1 out, and Vandergrift has an opportunity here to really cut into this lead.
Pernica goes out to visit with John Doe. In steps Peyton Lilly, the catcher. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Singled and left stranded. Correction, singled and doubled off in the 6-4-3 double play. He was caught run down there at second base in that first part of that play, and then struck out swinging in the 3rd inning. Steps in here with 2 runners in scoring position and 1 out. 4-1 your score. Georgetown leads it over Vandergrift. Vandergrift trying to make a lot of noise here in the top half of the 5th. Nolan Jondal still on the mound. I agree with you, Kelly. It just doesn't look comfortable.
No. You talked about it earlier. This Georgetown staff usually works really quickly, and I know he's paying attention to the runners, but even beyond that, it's just he doesn't seem comfortable.
The first pitch to Lilly. Breaking pitch. Beautiful pitch there from John Doe. And a called strike 1. Landon Thomason on deck for the Vipers. The 0-1 pitch to Lilly. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Little change of pace there from John Doe.
Yeah, that off-speed fooled him up. Crossed him up a little bit. Didn't get a good swing at it. There was an excuse-me swing, but good pitch.
No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners on second and third. The 0-2 pitch in the turf. Good block there by Pernica.
That was trying to overthrow a fastball.
But a good job on the 0-2 pitch. You don't want to give this catcher something to hit. The 1-2 pitch. Outside, nice block there. It was in the turf. Good block by Pernica. Count evens at 2-2. And that keeps the runner down at third base, which is a big play there. That
Huge.
Ball gets past Pernica, and you got now a run in and another runner on base.
Good job of getting over there in front of it, getting squared up on that, getting that chest up high to block as much as you can.
2-2 pitch and a swing and a miss by Lilly. He's down on strikes for the second time of the ball game, and a big out. Number 2 here. Second strikeout by John Doe.
Huge.
And now a substitute, another pinch hitter.
Now batting for Vandergrift, number 2, Connor Freeman.
The Georgetown, there we go. Jared Frimmel coming out, getting the crowd going. We love it. Love Jared's energy.
Fantastic, man.
And I've never heard a more beautiful rendition of the national anthem than when Jared gets singing it before the ball games. He's lined up with the players. You can just tell he sings it from his, with everything he has.
Loves it.
Substitute pinch hitter here will be number 2, Connor Freeman. This will be the third player to hit in this third slot. It was M.D. Connor and then Landon Thomason, and now this inning, it is Connor Freeman. Number 2, the lefty steps in the left-handed hitter steps in. 2 runners aboard, runner at second and a runner at third with 2 outs here at the top of the 5th. Jondal's first pitch on the outside corner, strike 1 called to Freeman. The 0-1 pitch from Jondal. Outside in the turf. Good block there by Pernica. 1-1 the count now. Good thing you like to see from your catcher here, Pernica, is the fact that he's a junior replacing Mazik. So the experience he's getting, 1, what he's showing you, but 2, knowing he'll be back in this program next year. The 1-1 pitch. Ground ball up the third baseline, but it trickles foul to the coaching box.
And when Chance is performing that well and knocking those balls down like that, the pitcher's not scared of throwing something that's going to hit in the dirt because Chance is getting to them and stopping them, keeping them from going past and bringing in a run.
You got to love that as a coach, knowing the depth that you're at the key position like that. Swing and a miss, strike 3 by Jondal, and way to respond for Nolan Jondal. 2 strikeouts in a row. And the Viper attack is done here in the top half of the 5th. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors. 2 runners left on base. After 4.5, it's 4-1. Georgetown leads it. More Eagle baseball in just a moment. Landon Heil leads things off here in the bottom of the 5th. Takes the first pitch, low for ball 1. Heil, Nick Silva, and Riley Leininger due up here in the bottom half of the 5th for the Eagles. The 1-0 pitch catches the inside corner for strike 1. Looks like the strike zone is widening a little bit. 1-1. Landon Heil sends this one into shallow left center field. The center fielder calls everyone off and makes the catch. F8 for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 5th.
After that first inning, I would have never guessed that Mulcahy would still be on the mound in the 5th. But Georgetown hadn't been able to chase him and get to the bullpen. He's done a good job of tightening things up and holding the Georgetown batters at bay.
First pitch to Nick Silva in there for strike 1. Silva 0 for 1 in the ballgame. Was hit by a pitch in his first inning. Came around to score a run. Struck out swinging in the 3rd. Strike 2 called on the outside corner. The strike zone definitely widening here in the latter innings. The 0-2 pitch, and Silva slashes it down the third baseline, but just foul out in front of that one. And stays alive, 0-2 the count.
We talked about the consistency with the umpires. It can be really frustrating whenever that strike zone changes later in the game.
A little delay as the ball is chased up down the third baseline.
Must be a first baseman down there shagging it.
The 0-2, and Selva sends this into shallow left center field. The center fielder on the run calls off the left fielder, makes the catch. 4 out number 2. F8 in the book, and that brings up Riley Leininger. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game. Struck out looking in the first, a single in the third. Steps in here with 2 outs. But you're right, Kelly. Mulcahy has really settled in. After that rocky first inning, they gave up 4 runs.
You'd really like to see this at bat go a bunch of pitches.
Umpire says Leininger went around on that one. 0-1 the count to Riley Leininger. The 0-1 pitch to Leininger. Swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch. Beautiful pitch there by Mulcahy. Leininger way out in front. 0-2, now the count. Now the count to Riley. Mulcahy from the windup. The 0-2 pitch. Up high and out for ball 1. 1-2 the count now. 1-2, swing and a miss. And Leininger down on strikes. The Eagles go in order here in the bottom of the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on. After 5 innings, 4-1 your score. Georgetown leads it over Vandergrift. Back with more Eagle baseball in just a moment. To the top of the 6th inning, the Georgetown Eagle Band brings us back with the fight song there. 2 up here are the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for the Vipers. Cade Cunningham steps in. First pitch popped up right side of the infield. Landon Heil in foul territory. He'll make the catch. 4 out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out. After the double, you love to see the way John Doe has settled back in.
He has. He's done a good job getting back in there. That last inning, I think he kind of got rattled a little bit, but regrouped and has done a good job. Didn't give up any more runs in that one.
Simon Baker, the shortstop, steps in. This one just over his head.
Man, if you're scared, say you're scared. I'd have been scared.
I think he is. He's already been hit by a pitch
Yeah.
once. He had a double back in the 2nd inning.
That one coming right towards the cranium.
1 ball, no strikes from Jondal to Baker here. The 1-0 pitch. High and inside, ball 2. 2-0 to Baker. Baker 1 for 1 on the day. Had a double, left stranded at second base in the 2nd inning, hit by a pitch in the 4th. 2-0 pitch, low and outside.
Wonder if he started to get a little tired now.
14 pitches in the 4th inning, 22 thrown in the 5th. So 36 pitches thrown overall by Jondal before this inning. The 3-0 pitch just misses the inside corner. And a 4-pitch walk to Baker. Second walk issued by Jondal. And in steps Clayton Moore, the second baseman. He's 0 for 2. The fly out to center field in the second inning. Strikeout swinging in the fourth. Steps in here with one out and a runner on first. Jondal to the stretch. Heil holds on. Baker at first. The first pitch. Outside for ball one. Want to know the count. Two more. Ground ball to the left side. Fielded at third by Leininger. To second. On to first. 5, 4, 3. Double play. And just like that.
I almost said it.
The Vipers are erased here in the top of the sixth. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. We go to the bottom of the sixth. Eagles lead at 4-1 over Vandergrift. More Eagle baseball on SHN Sports. We'll stay live with the crowd mic here. Deep in the heart of Texas. Wade Denton steps in to lead things off here in the bottom half of the sixth. He'll square around a bunt and misses at that. Nice pitch by Mulcahy. Strike one to Wade Denton. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. Denton, Pernica, and Faltasek due up here in the bottom half of the sixth inning for the Eagles. This one stays inside for ball one. Denton kind of curled away like, don't hit me. Do not hit me, please.
Yikes.
1-1 to count to Wade Denton. And he'll send this one into shallow left field. The left fielder comes in, calls off the shortstop. Nope. The center fielder, he's taken all the glory today. Cade Cunningham.
After that diving catch he made a couple innings ago, he's feeling all cocky. I got this.
Head comes off, fingers through the hair.
Next up now, number 7.
Now, one out here in the bottom of the sixth, and that'll bring up Chance Pernica, the catcher. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game. He had a 2 RBI single in the first. Popped out to the shortstop in the third. First pitch, and he sends it into center field. Cunningham doesn't have to move much there. 4 out, number 2. And now Jacob Faltasek will step in, I believe. Nope, it's going to be Daniel Howe pinch hitting here for the Eagles, number 17.
Pinch hitter, number 17, Daniel Howe.
Howe steps in for the first time of the day, pinch hitting for Faltasek in the 8th slot for the Eagles.
He's batting .500 on the season, 1350 OPS. Decent.
Steps in here. Hey, you know, we'll take it.
Yeah, it's decent.
First pitch up and out for ball one. Hal steps in with 2 outs here at the bottom of the sixth. Mulcahy, the starter for Vandergrift, still on the mound. The 1-0 pitch. Oh, the ball.
Seen that one called a strike today.
I think it broke a little bit too late for the umpire's liking there. Off-speed pitch, 2-0 to count. This one on the inside corner. Broke a little quicker, I guess.
Exact same spot.
The off-speed pitch working for Mulcahy there. 2-1 to count now to Daniel Howe. And Petty on deck for the Eagles. The 2-1 pitch. Outside. Catcher lets it bounce and hit the umpire. Should have been ball 4. 3 and 4 on that one, but.
This umpire has a very eclectic taste when it comes to balls and strikes. Varies.
Well put. 3-1. Howe takes this one outside corner. 4 strike 2. And now 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Mulcahy from the windup. The payoff pitch. I was about to say inside, ball 4. And Howe goes down looking for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 6 innings, 4-1 your score. Georgetown leads it. We go to the 7th. New pitcher on the mound. We'll bring you the changes here in a moment. Eagle baseball continues on SHN. Pitcher here, starting things off in the top of the 7th for the Eagles, is senior Scott Beam, the lefty. He'll face off against the pinch hitter for the Vipers, number 11, Jackson Lures. First pitch is high for a ball 1. This one inside, ball 2. Lures batting in place of the designated hitter, Asher Mueller. This pitch high and outside, ball 3. 3 straight balls, 2 Lures. Jackson Lures, the pinch hitter. This one on the outside corner, strike 1. Top of the 7th inning, 4-1. Georgetown leads it by 3. Scott Beam. The 3-1 pitch, grounded down the first base line, but foul. Strike 2 now. First base coach not happy there. I think he thinks Lures swung at ball 4. But now they count full. Beam from the windup, the payoff pitch. And fouled off back to the left side screen. And Lures stays alive.
It's really hard to say if he did or not.
Yeah. Be a good question for the umpire that I'm not sure he can answer. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The payoff pitch. Ground ball down to first base. Landon Heil fields it. He'll toss over to Beam covering. 3-1. Nice play by Beam to come off the mound. Cover there. Landon Heil makes a good pitch. And Lures retired.
Nice job of Beam getting back into that. Goes down 3-0. Gets behind the hitter. Winds up getting him out. Hitter did him some favors. A couple of swings, but you'll take it.
The first pitch to Ty Hubbard. Fly ball out to right field. Faltasek on the run. It's going to get over his head. One hop to the wall. Around first is Hubbard. Now to second. He'll stand up there with a stand-up double. Ball thrown across to Leininger at third. But Tyler Hubbard got a hold of that one and put it up into the wind, and it one-hopped the wall. One out double.
And that's what Vandy's needing now. You're not – I don't think you're going to see Vandy take many chances on the bases trying to make up a 3-run deficit.
A pinch hitter here. Number 8, Beckett Kramer steps in from the right side, hitting in place of Jack Nelson. So Kramer steps in. Beam turns towards second, no throw. A one-out double has the runner down at second base with one out. And now Kramer. The Vipers trying to do some work. Multiple pinch hitters here in the top of the 7th. He'll send this one into center field, and here comes Andon Petty on the run. And he closes it in and makes the catch for out number 2.
I thought that was going to be trouble as soon as it left the bat. But Petty did a good job using those wheels.
One thing I've become accustomed to is if a ball hits in that center field region, we've got a pretty good chance that Andon Petty's going to chase it down. And he does there for out number 2, and in steps the third baseman, Gavin Shaddix. He's 1 for 2 on the day. He had a double in the 5th inning. First pitch from Beam, outside corner, called strike 1. Shaddix flew out to center field in the 1st, walked in the 3rd, doubled, and had an RBI. The only run scored for Vandergrift so far in the ballgame. Left stranded at second base. This pitch in the turf, nice block by Pernica. 1-1 now the count. To Shaddix. Peyton Lilly not on deck. Braden Buchanan in the on-deck circle if the inning were to continue for the Vipers. The 1-1 pitch from Beam. Foul ball down the first base line, out of play. Now 1-2 the count. Nolan Jondal threw 43 pitches. He pitched 3 innings, allowed 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned. Struck out 3, walked 2, and hit 1 batter. Gave way to Scott Beam, the lefty senior pitcher, here in the top of the 7th for the Eagles. 2 outs, the 1-2 pitch. Ground up ball out towards second. Denton up with it on a couple of hops. Fires to Landon Heil at first. And the 3rd out is recorded. And that's the ball game, 4-1. The Eagles win it over the Vandergrift Vipers.
Hour and a half.
Nice quick ball game here on a Saturday afternoon. We'll take a timeout. Kelly's going to go down to the field, take a visit with Coach Vieira here in a minute. We'll take a break, bring you back with more wrap up here of the Eagle baseball game on SHN. going to go down to the field live to Kelly and Coach Vieira here in just a second as they get ready to talk to Coach.
Vieira, Coach, nice bounce back win today. Talk about your team's performance.
Yes, sir. So pitchers came out and threw a bunch of strikes. We ended up having Logan Smith gives us a great start. Runs out there for us and attacks the strike zone with all of his pitches. Played clean defense behind him for the most part, other than the one error. Then you have Nolan Johndal comes in, and he competes in the strike zone as well, does a great job. Scott Beam comes in and slams the door at the end there. Offensively, we put balls in play. We made adjustments. We were adaptable today. And so that ends up being the big piece to allow our offense to go where it needs to go.
It's got to be encouraging to come off that disappointing loss last night and then come out and perform today. Big first inning, which held up against once Mulcahy for Vandy got his feet back under him. He did a pretty good job of keeping the hitters off balance, but that lead held up after that disappointing loss last night.
For sure. Our guys' ability to bounce back is pretty good. And it's very encouraging to see our guys drop one and then come back on Saturday 2 weeks in a row and be able to get that win. So it's obviously encouraging, especially as you're preparing for a playoff run, being able to get rid of what happened on Friday and still be able to turn around and still be able to compete on Saturday.
Close to halfway through the district, get a day off on Tuesday, so a little extended rest for your kids, and then back at it next week. What's that rest going to do?
So hopefully the rest will be able to allow us to continue to reset. Reset for the week. We'll be able to do some more finite practice stuff. Get our guys off the feet, reset a little bit, and then continue to have that competition moving into the second half. There's no shortage of competition for sure for the next 4 weeks with the way that our schedule is shaking out. So excited about that.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the win. Appreciate your time. Good to see you again.
Yeah.
Wally, back to you.
Good visit there with Coach Vieira to highlight the win today over the Vandergrift Vipers. A good job by the Eagles recovering, like Kelly was talking about, over a tough loss at Liberty Hill last night. And so a good way to rebound, a 4-1 win here against a good 6A baseball team in the Vandergrift Vipers. No ball game on Tuesday night. They have the night off due to star testing amongst the schools, so there'll be no baseball on Tuesday night. So we'll have the Coaches Show live at 6:45 from Pokey Joe's Barbecue on Thursday night here on SHN. And then Friday night, we're at home to take on the Cedar Park Timberwolves back in district play. So we'll be back on Thursday night. Take a quick break here, come back with some final numbers. You're listening to Eagle Baseball on SHN Sports. Back here live at Eagle Field on the campus of Georgetown High School, a 4-1 win over the Vandergrift Vipers here on Saturday afternoon. A quick baseball game, goes 7 innings. Both teams played pretty well, Kelly. The big first inning for the Eagles ends up being the difference maker. And Coach Vieira seemed a little bit happier today.
Yes, much better mood. I actually got a smile out of him after this ball game. No coaches like losing. No players like losing. Some take it better than others. And the determination of this team to overcome that tough loss last night, come back and let that first inning hold up. It's a good job. Pitching staff did a good job, and the defense did a really good job behind the pitchers today.
I tell you what, you got to give credit to Mulcahy. He goes 6 innings, throws 79 pitches, 22 of those in the first inning. Never went over 14 pitches after that. Most innings 11, 11, 10, 10. But he allowed 5 hits. Most of those came in the first 2 innings. Allowed 4 runs, all in the first inning. Struck out 6 batters, only walked 2. So Mulcahy did a great job pitching, and most days you would take that stat line and be like, I'll take it and run with it, like Jacob Haddon last night. You'll take it and run with it,
right.
And it ended up costing you the ball game.
Well, after the coach came out and talked to him, like we talked about, he settled down, was able to get his feet back under him, start throwing the pitches that he wanted, did a good job for the remainder of the game. It just put too many runs on the board for Vandergrift to overcome.
Logan Smith, 3 innings, allowed 2 hits, walked 1. Threw 37 pitches and hit 1 batter. John Dahl comes in. He throws 43 pitches. He allowed 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned. Struck out 3, walked 2, and hit 1 batter. And then Scott Beam comes in and throws 13 pitches in his 1 inning of work to shut down the Vipers in the last inning. Hellman, 1 for 3 on the day, scored a run. Klaus Keismore, 2 for 3 on the day. He had a triple and scored a run. That triple was beautiful. Unfortunately, he gets left stranded down at third base. Heil went 0 for 2, but it walked, scored a run. Silva 0 for 2, hit by a pitch, scored a run, and had an RBI. 1 for 3 for Leininger, 0 for 3 for Wade Denton, 1 for 3 for Pernica. And Pernica almost had 1 for another base hit, but he had 2 RBIs on that single in the first inning. Faltasek 0 for 2 on the day. And Howell, the pinch hitter, 0 for 1 in his appearance. And then Andon Petty, 0 for 1. He only got to bat 2 times, 2 plate appearances. One of those a walk, left stranded at third, and then a ground out. So the hits passed around, but a lot of work done there in the first inning that caused the damage to the Vipers and ended up being the winning inning for the Georgetown Eagles. Thanks for joining us live here on SHN Sports Coverage. Kelly, we get a break from baseball on Tuesday due to all the testing, but we'll be live from Pokey Joe's Barbecue on Thursday night. I believe you'll be back in town for this coach's show.
I will be.
We'll have Coach Vieira and a couple of players live on Thursday night. 6:45 start at Pokey Joe's and Barbecue in Georgetown. Join us if you can there. They give us the big banquet room opportunity to spread out. We had a good crowd the other night in the first week. And then we will have Friday night baseball as the Eagles host the Cedar Park Timberwolves next Friday night here at Eagle Field, and then turn around Saturday and host Glenn in another district game at 1 p.m. start there against the Glenn Grizzlies, the start to the second rotation through district.
Back-to-back tough district games, and again, you can't overlook anybody in this district. That Cedar Park game is going to be big, and then you follow it up just a few hours later with the Glenn Grizzlies. And you start – this is where the playoff push starts.
And that's what I think, more than anything, I think this team will see and get a taste of playoff life when they play Friday night against Cedar Park, turn around on a 1 o'clock game, not 24 hours later, another district opponent, which is a good opponent in the Glenn Grizzlies, back here at home, same venue, but you have to turn around and be ready to play ball a few hours later, and it's an important ball game that you got to play.
It really is, and this is where you find out what your team's made of now in this playoff push. You've gotten good into the season, and your pitching staff's deep, got some good hitters back there, so you put the rest of the season behind. Start pushing forward.
A good wrap up to the week. The Eagles go 2-1 on the week. 2 wins and 1 loss. The tough one last night at Liberty Hill. But they will rebound next week. Take on Cedar Park on Friday night. Glenn on Saturday. The Coaches Show live from Pokey Joe's Barbecue in Georgetown. Thursday night at 6:45 p.m. Join us live here on SHN if you can't be there at Pokey Joe's yourself. Have some good barbecue. They are so welcoming there at Pokey Joe's, the Booster Club, doing everything to make this season just rock and roll. We couldn't ask for anything more, and we thank them each and every day. Thanks for joining us live here on SHN Sports Coverage of Eagle Baseball. They are victorious 4-1 over Vandergrift, and we're going to go out with a fight song. Have a good weekend, and remember, it doesn't cost you a dime to be kind. Have a good weekend, folks.